Juan Soto offers are expected to come in this week.
So can I just ask a question, Nick? Am I the only person that's envisioning like one of those heavy set cowboy hat auctioneers like on the steps of a building? Like I picture this whole Juan Soto thing being basically that. You're gonna have this heavy set auctioneer, the cowboy hat. Oh, you know what? The guy from Storage Wars
Yes,
that would like rattle off. They sell the storage units. Like I feel
absolutely.
like this is what the Juan Soto sweepstakes is going to turn into. It's going to be basically a bloodbath of an auction.
It is, but you're just gonna have Steve Cohen in the back, just letting him go at it, and then right when it's about to hit, like sold, he's just gonna be like
Yep.
1.5 billion. Like, like I really do. I don't see Steve Cohen losing the bidding war. If it's only money that Soto is concerned about, I don't see Cohen losing this war.
No.
I think the Red Sox have a point where they stop. I think the Phillies have a point where they stop. I think the Yankees have a point where they stop. I think the Dodgers and the Mets are the only ones with indispensable income, but I think the Mets will still blow them out of the water. I just think Cohen is going to spend whatever it takes. Now, it's ultimately Soto's decision,
Mhm.
obviously, so he could take less to go to an immediate contender like the Dodgers, like the Yankees, stay with the Yankees. I don't know, but I just have a feeling that Cohen's going to put out a number that everyone's going to be like, oh, okay, even that's a little too rich. But at that point, if you're already up above 600 million, what's 800 million at that point?
Well, and you're talking over 14 years, so like you add another, $50 million to the contract. You're talking what is that, $3.25 million a year? Like
Yeah, it's 4 hot dogs for
it's
me buying it.
right. So
Yeah,
it's. I mean, you're stretching this contract out so far that it almost becomes the. I mean, not that $3 million a year is something to sneeze at, but when you're looking at that magnitude of player and that magnitude of contract, it just isn't that big a deal. What I will say though is the Mets are in a huge transition phase right now. Alonso's a free agent, Severino's gone, Manaya's gone.
yeah,
A lot of the pieces from last year's team are gone. Key pieces, not just pieces, but key pieces. He needs to do something big to kind of show the fact that the Mets are all in. They're going to compete. Um, and bringing Soto in, as we've talked about, is going to make other people want to come to New York and play with the Mets.
yeah,
He's
absolutely.
the first domino. And Cohen has shown he's not afraid to spend money. I mean, he blew all that money, paid all that insane amount of luxury tax, and then dumped all the players when it didn't work. If nothing else, he is bold and unafraid, and because of
Yeah,
that, he can do what it takes.
yeah. I mean, I still feel that they're the front runners at this moment. But we'll see when these offers start flying it around. But
Yeah,
I just
the Yankees came out the other day and said that they're in some, in the best place they've been in years, and they've got the ability to go sign anybody they want, and they're saying all the things the fans want to hear. But I think you nailed it on the head. The Yankees will have a point where they stop
yeah,
because this isn't George. George would operate like Steve Cohen. What's the number? Just tell me what it is, and I'll give it to you. Hal will stop, and
yeah,
Cohen won't. And I think ultimately, I think Soto wants to go back to the Yankees. All indications are that's where he wants to be. But if the Mets come in with a giant bag of money, and he gets to stay in New York and try to resurrect that franchise, pretty attractive deal too. And arguably, the Mets have the better path right now to multiple rings than the Yankees do.
yeah. I mean, I think the reason I think the Yankees have a tipping point is because they're going to get to a point where it's like, okay, we either re-sign Soto here, or the free agent market is so deep this year. It's like, wait. Why are we spending $700 million on this one guy when we can get a Christian Walker, we can get possibly an Alex Bregman, and move Chisholm back to second because Torres is gone. Like we can get 3 or 4 more pieces for the price that we would keep Soto. Is
Right.
Soto a generational talent? Yeah, absolutely. Of course you want Juan Soto on your roster. But at what point do you say, wait, I can get 4, more than serviceable stars on my team for the price of 1? I think that's where the Yankees are like, I think they would let him kind of go there at that point.
Yeah, I think there's you still have to build a roster around him, and that's
Right.
we've talked about that now for weeks. Like for Otani, you were getting a hitter and hopefully a pitcher for at least some stretch of that. But more importantly, you were getting access to the Japanese market, and that for the Dodgers was more about marketing than baseball. Soto's not that. He's not bringing you a market. He's bringing you an incredible bat.
Yeah.
But you still need 24 other or 25 other guys now with the 26-man roster. You still need 25 other guys around him.
Right.
So do you want one $50 million per year guy, or do you want two $25 million per year guys that fill two big holes? Because if, like I said before, if you put Otani in the White Sox right now and roll him out to opening day, they still suck.
Yeah.
Like he
Right.
doesn't change. One player. This is not the NFL where Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady completely change a team. This is
Right.
not the NBA where Michael Jordan or LeBron James or Kobe completely change a team. In baseball, one player helps, but they don't completely change a team.
Right.
You still have to put 8 other guys in the lineup. You need pitchers. You need a bullpen. It takes everybody. This is not a sport dominated by one player. And
Yeah.
Juan Soto by himself does not make you a contender. So you still got to build around him.
Yeah. And that's why I've said, I think, other than the Mets and the Dodgers, where, the Dodgers really don't have any holes. I mean, I guess you could say shortstop maybe, but you got Mookie that can slide in there. So it's not really necessarily a hole. Soto would be a luxury. So like
Right.
if you're going to spend that money, it's like, well, yeah, this is a luxury to have Soto. And Cohen, like I said, has the indispensable income. So
But 50,
I
so if
just
you give Soto 50 million bucks a year, or you give Corbin Burns 30 and Max Fried 20,
yeah,
I think I'd take Burns and Fried. And as a Red Sox fan, like I don't want Soto. Not
right.
that I don't love Juan Soto, not that I wouldn't love to see him hitting at Fenway Park, but like you need pitching. You
Badly.
have guys that can hit. You
Right.
don't need another guy that can hit. You need pitching. I'd rather
Yeah.
see them take 50 million bucks a season and go get Burns and Fried and let Juan Soto go somewhere else.